Imagine walking into a movie theater in Seoul today. You approach the ticket kiosk, and the price flashes on the screen: 15,000 Korean won. That is roughly 11 to 12 US dollars. For many, this price tag is a stop sign. The hallways leading to screens showing the latest domestic Korean blockbusters are eerily quiet. But down the hall, there is a different scene. The theater showing a Japanese animated film is packed. Fans are cheering, crying, and even chanting along with the characters. This presents a fascinating paradox. Why do audiences completely freeze their wallets when it comes to local blockbusters featuring famous actors, yet spend lavishly on what was once considered a niche, foreign genre? The answer is uncomfortable but necessary to hear. It is not that people have stopped watching movies. It is that they have stopped tolerating mediocrity at a premium price. Chapter 1: Essential Background and Foundational Understanding. To understand this crisis, we must first look at the price shock. In a short period, the average cost of a movie ticket in South Korea surged to around 15,000 won. This crossed a psychological threshold for the average consumer. A trip to the movies for a couple, including snacks, now costs as much as a fine dining experience or a month of unlimited streaming. This price hike coincided with a massive shift in how we kill time. Previously, if you had 2 hours to spare, you went to the cinema. That was the default killing time activity. Today, that need is filled by competitors that are effectively free or low-cost streaming services like Netflix or short-form video platforms like YouTube Shorts and TikTok. In this new economic reality, a new concept has emerged: theatrical value. This is the specific, undeniable quality a piece of content must possess to justify the effort of leaving your house, fighting traffic, and paying a high ticket price. If a movie feels like something you could watch on your tablet in bed 3 months later, it has zero theatrical value. But what is the fundamental difference between worth watching at home and worth paying for in a theater? Chapter 2: Historical Trajectory and Evolution. For years, the South Korean film industry enjoyed a golden age. It was an era defined by the 10 million viewer club, a title given to massive hits that were seen by 1/5 of the entire population. The industry had a robust production system that supported not just mega hits, but also mid-budget films. These middle-tier movies were the waste of the industry, providing stability and steady income. Today, that waste has collapsed. Mid-budget films that once ensured consistent revenue are now failing catastrophically. Contrast this with the trajectory of Japanese animation, or anime. For a long time, anime was viewed as a subculture for otaku, a term used to describe obsessive fans with niche interests. It was not considered mainstream cinema. However, the landscape has shifted dramatically. Recent releases like The First Slam Dunk and Suzume have shattered records, transforming from niche content into the dominant force in the Korean box office. They have effectively stolen the audience that domestic films took for granted. Chapter 3: Detailed Mechanics, the Anime Success Formula. How is Japanese animation winning in a market where local heroes are failing? The answer lies in a specific success formula that prioritizes value. First, there is a deep fandom respect. This is often called the upgrade model. When Japanese studios adapt a popular comic book or manga for the big screen, they do not try to fix or change the story. Instead, they upgrade the visual and audio fidelity to a level impossible on television. Contrast this with many live-action adaptations in Korea or Hollywood, which often change the source material, resulting in what fans call the destruction model. Second, anime offers overwhelming quality. The visual animation and complex sound design are engineered specifically for theater speakers and IMAX screens. It creates a sensory experience that cannot be replicated on a smartphone. This quality drives a phenomenon known as nth-time viewing. This refers to the culture of watching the same movie multiple times, twice, 3 times, or even 10 times. Because the experience provides such high satisfaction, fans return repeatedly to relive the emotion. Finally, they turn theaters into retail experiences through merchandise. Fans do not just buy a ticket, they buy limited edition posters, keychains, and character goods that are often released in waves to encourage repeat visits. So, how did this niche genre perfect the formula for high-cost, high-satisfaction theatrical viewing while the mainstream struggled? Chapter 4: Multifaceted Impact and Significance. The rise of anime and the fall of domestic films have caused extreme economic polarization in the market. The industry is now shaped like a barbell: massive mega hits on one side and catastrophic failures on the other. The middle ground is dead. This is driven by aggressive consumer filtering. Audiences have become ruthless critics. Before buying a ticket, they check reviews and social media. If a Korean film looks generic, meaning it follows a standard formula with predictable outcomes, it is filtered out immediately. Consequently, this has caused an investment chill. Investors are pulling back. The risk of producing a standard Korean film has skyrocketed because the safe bet of casting a famous star in a mediocre script no longer works. Chapter 5: Challenges and Internal Critique. The film industry often complains that the crisis is due to the high ticket prices. However, the success of expensive anime tickets proves the real controversy is not price, but competitiveness. The internal critique of the Korean industry is harsh but valid. For too long, studios relied on repetitive plots, gangster stories, tear-jerking melodramas, or political thrillers, and the star power of aging actors. There was a lack of visual innovation. They were selling a 2010 product at a 2025 price. This leads us to a crucial business concept: customer lifetime value, or CLV. Japanese anime maximizes CLV. A single fan generates revenue through multiple tickets, merchandise, and music streams. In contrast, the Korean film model relies on a single transaction interaction, hoping a customer buys one ticket once. In a shrinking market, the model that extracts more value from fewer fans wins. If the future market only rewards content with high customer lifetime value, can a film industry focused on single transaction blockbusters adapt fast enough? Chapter 6: Future Outlook and Concluding Insights. The collapse of the mid-tier film market is a painful but necessary market correction. To survive, the Korean film industry must undergo a strategic pivot. The survival strategy lies in embracing distinctiveness and creating event cinema. Studios must stop producing movies that are merely good enough for television. They must create visual and narrative experiences that demand to be seen in a theater. The era of going to the movies just to kill time is over. The audience has spoken with their wallets. They will pay premium prices, but only for premium experiences. The Korean film industry must pivot from simply making movies to creating unmissable, high-value theatrical events. If they cannot, the screens will continue to be filled by those who can.